I've noticed something with my clients. It's happened time and time again, and I want to know if this has happened to you too. Think about signing your next client. Doesn't matter what kind of service-based business you're in, you think about calling in your next client, and there's a little pang of like, how will I do this? Or where will the client come from? And here's what I've seen happen with my clients. I will ask them a question about how they signed their last client. And it will be some version of, I don't know, they just found me. Or, I re-signed that client, but it doesn't really matter because like they were already a client. Or it'll be something like, I just went to school with her, so it doesn't really count. Basically, what is happening is that they're in fluke energy. Oh, it's a fluke. I have no idea how I signed that client. They're not taking ownership for their own process, their own client creation pathway, and it feels very wishy-washy to them. The process of signing a client feels out of reach and feels like something that's not available for them to step into whenever they decide that they would like to sign another client, or even to just keep open if there are offerings that they have that they can continue to sign clients into. And so today, in this video, we are clearing fluke energy. It's gone. Bye. We don't need it here. You're going to step into your power with knowing not only do you have a process for signing clients, but you can step into it. You can activate that process, that energy. That was 3, 2, whenever you need. And 3, that this is you assigning these clients. And I do often say to my clients, it feels like it's out of the blue. A client will like land in your DMs or send you an email, or you'll just get a booking, you'll just make a sale. And it might be like, oh, that feels so out of the blue. And I always say to my clients, it's not out of the blue, even if it feels like it. That's the top thought. It's actually because you are you. And it's from every single thought, belief, and action you have taken in your business ecosystem, in the field around you. And so today we're going to really focus on looking at where it's not just your strategy that calls your clients in, it's your state as well. The energies, the emotions. I'm a kinesiologist. I'm an NLP practitioner. I'm a business coach that blends all of that together. We're going to be looking at your state as well as strategy. We love some strategy. We love that the expression, like the outer expression of the aligned beliefs and actions, that's what the strategy is. We can only get to a strategy that feels really good once we've done that energetic, that base work, the foundational belief work. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card from my beautiful deck, the Belief Balance deck. And I'm going to pull a card that we're going to use to help us tap into how we can clear fluke energy. We're not going to bypass the thoughts or feelings underneath the fluke energy, but we're going to process them and clear them and make space to really step into the ownership of, I know how to sign more clients and I get to do that. I'm going to say the words I want to say like on my terms. So I don't mean controlling the timing of other people. What I mean is you taking ownership of your power in your business and not thinking that success happens to you, but that actually you create it. So we're going to clear frustration. Amazing. We're clearing frustration. We need another card. Water element, bladder meridian, going with the flow. And we're going to call in responsible, which is another word for being like, yeah, I am responsible for this. I'm responsible for my energy, for my emotions, for the actions that I take from that place. I am responsible. I'm calling in. It's another word for ownership, right? There's like an authority there. There's a sovereign power. I am responsible for the energy that I create and ground in my body, in my body, and for the energy I put out and the actions I take and for the clients that I call in. I am responsible for the incredible success that I create. Even though we're going to call that in after we've cleared frustration, I just feel like we need to sit in that for a moment. You can place your hands on your heart and really just tap into that energy of you are responsible and you create incredible success in your business and in your life. I love it. All right. I'm going to read you a few points from the frustration card. If you have my deck at home, if you're playing along at home, we have card 62. It's card 62. So I'm going to go to water first. I want to read you some information about the water element. If you are very new, if you're like, what is she talking about? Kinesiology is based in traditional Chinese medicine and chiropractics. And so we use the Chinese 5-element theory as a basis for the work. And so we are looking at where is it an energy or emotion stuck, trapped, locked in the body, and how can we work to clear it, to process it, to move it along so that we can restore energy and balance and flow. And today, frustration has come up. So I'm going to read you some information about the water element, bladder meridian, and the point of frustration. And we're going to clear it so that you don't feel frustrated when you're like, I want to sign another client. Where are they and how did I do that last time? There's going to be clarity. Like, what do we, if you think even, and I'm jumping ahead, but if you think about the opposite of frustration, for me, I know for me, it would be calm, clarity, power. I'd feel so powerful. If I'm not frustrated, what have I created space to feel? So that's a good starting point. You might want to jot that down. If I've cleared frustration, what am I able to feel? Power, responsible, right? These cards are magic. If you didn't know now, but you'll keep learning more about these cards because I'm going to use them. I use them all the time. So they're going to be in probably almost every video together. Alrighty. Water element. Water relates to your inner strength, your awareness of your internal resources, you creating your client creating pathway, or you having the awareness. I do know how to sign clients. Duh. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is what my business is. This is activating your awareness of your internal resources. I'm going to say this. Your clients are not created by your website, by your branding, by the colors on your sales page. Your clients are created because of you. Because of you, your essence, your internal, like the energy and emotions and the state that you put out, by your trust in yourself, by your belief in yourself, they're pulled in, they're magnetized. This is from your internal resources. It also is about your creative wisdom, your intuition, your connectivity to others, and the flow of life, as well as your career, your business. It can be still and deep or flowing. It's a deep, potent source of this water element, of creativity, of your essence, of your flow. It can also carry anxiety, fear, dread. So there can be an anxiety around money, anxiety around how will I call these next clients in? Will I get to the numbers that I want if I'm in a launch? Like, how will I do this? Will I make those sales? When it feels like we're not flowing with life or connected to a flow that is taking us in a direction that feels connected to our purpose, we can feel blocked. And sorry if you can hear noise outside. There are 2 construction sites opposite me, but we're going with it because this is my filming time and hopefully it's all right. So it says sometimes it's that we're resisting the stream and not allowing ourselves to be carried on the current. So it's almost like your business is saying there is a pathway. There is a process that you have to create and call in clients. It's here, it's this way, but you're over here. I don't know what it is. It's a fluke. And your business is, it's not a fluke. It's this way. And you're like, I don't know. How do I do this thing that I do all the time? So that's what we're doing here. And also over the following videos within this playlist, we're going to be going deeper and deeper. So this water element signifies both renewal and destruction. And it can also correspond to winter. It can signal a time of restoration and rest. So say here, if you pull a water card, you might be needing to step back into your connection to source, or you might feel like you've been pulled under, like you've been submerged. So then it could be about taking a breath, lifting your head up and being like, wait, I can stand here. I'm going to use the word drowning. I'm not drowning in like uncertainty or frustration. I'm standing back in my power. I've got this. I know how to do this. I do this all the time. I'm just creating an awareness about how I do it. Okay. And then we've got bladder. So I'm going to read bladder to you. Bladder receives kidney energy and it's used for transformation and release. This also impacts our sympathetic and our parasympathetic nervous system. So our fight, flight, freeze, fawn. And so it can be that thing of like when you want to do, let's say you're in a launch and you feel a little bit frustrated or you feel stuck or you feel blocked or you don't feel like you're in flow, that energy actually is activated by and then continues to activate that fight, flight, freeze, the stress response. And then maybe you take no action, or maybe you get stuck in the busy work and you're like, I will do all the things and I will do them all before lunch. So it's like that, oh, we need to actually take a breath, bring your nervous system back to this beautiful baseline. And from there, you can reactivate the belief, which is why you're here and what I'm going to help you do. And then take that beautiful, imperfect, aligned action. So action, I was saying this to a client yesterday, action can be imperfect and aligned. And I actually asked her the question, we were talking about something in her business, and I said, how willing are you to take imperfect, aligned action? How willing are you to just create the Google Doc and send it off, or just put the post out there, or just whatever it is that you're doing, how much can you trust that it can be really messy and still really aligned? Okay, so now frustration. I'm going to read you a few of these points and then we're going to get into the responsible energy and clearing this fluke energy. So here's my question to you, and you can pause me, of course. I just looked at the recording time, it was 11:11, and you can pause me and respond to yourself, respond to these questions, receive them as guidance, let them just filter and flow through, or you can just take time to journal, whatever feels good for you. Where are you feeling frustrated? Now, that's a very open-ended question. It might actually have nothing to do with your business. You might be feeling frustrated at home. You might be feeling frustrated with like life admin stuff. You might be feeling frustrated with something else that's going on, or something with just an internal state of frustration, but it's flowing. We're in the water element. It's flowing into other areas of your business or other areas of your life into your business. That might actually be a really beautiful call to create, if you think of water flowing in a river, create like a bit more of a boundary, a river bank to keep the flow of your business in the business. Of course, we can't compartmentalize every area of our life, but just looking at where am I feeling frustrated, and actually I'm just bringing it into my business, and my business doesn't have to match every other area of my life. Yes, I'm one human and all of my parts are working together, but maybe I'm not even feeling frustrated in my business. Or maybe you're like, yes, Kath, nailed it. It's my biz. And we get to clear that through all of this work together. And we're going to do a little process at the end as well. So if the frustration could speak, what would it say to you? What does it need from you? So I want to actually do this as a little process now within your body. So if you feel safe in your space, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Give your body a little shake first, even, and a deep breath. I love to give a little shake to shift your state, even though we're using the state of this, let's say, call workshop. It's not a workshop, it's a YouTube video, but we're using this energy, but just to give your body a little shake, calm into your body, taking a breath, feeling a grounded presence within your body, using your breath to find that state within yourself, to find a sense of calm, even if there is that feeling of frustration, to find a sense of your power, a connection to yourself. And finding this energy of frustration, finding it in your body. Where is it in your body? Perhaps it's even just outside of you, but I'll just flow with it being in your body. And just having the awareness. What does it look like? What color is it? How big is it? How dense or transparent is it? And asking it, hey, what do you need from me? What do you need me to know? What do you need me to do? Just seeing what comes through. And as that answer comes to you, noticing how you could use that and starting to shift that energy of frustration. So maybe the information that comes through is an action to take, and you get to just hold that in your heart for a moment. Maybe after receiving that information, the frustration actually changes shape or form or sensation. If not, we're going to do that together now anyway. So I'd love to invite you to, again, creating that connection with the sensation of frustration. And you're actually going to make it really small now. If it was big, you're going to make it small. If it was already small, you can make it even smaller. I'm gonna give you space now to do what you need to do with that. So you've made it smaller, and now you can decide in your mind's eye, in your body, does it just dissolve? Does it get sparked into something else? Does it like zoom out of your body and kind of get planted in the earth? Where does it go, that frustration? How does it shift, change, transform? And then what is left? What space is created in its place? So you've released this frustration, and now you get to tap into, what would this make space for? What do I get to do from here? And our next piece here is for you to begin to envision what comes through as a result of that frustration being released and being expressed. it needed to tell you something. It was there for a reason. What is on the other side of this process, of this experience? So sitting in that for a moment, and I'm going to bring in this beautiful, responsible energy. And it's responsible, but the energy of it is like getting back into your power. So you can keep your eyes closed if you want, or you can open them up, whatever feels good. If you're just finding the page here. We're connecting now. Actually, we're going to open them. We're going to open. So we'll pause that process. We'll come back. We're now tapping into this beautiful energy of power, of responsibility. And we're in the fire element, and the fire element is all about our ability to transform, our ability to connect with our passion, with our joy, also with sadness. But it's really about processing and transmuting experience into wisdom. It's about happiness, it's love, it's how we protect ourselves, and also how we then, with boundaries, and also how we open up to receive. Having healthy boundaries that protect us, but without them being blocks or barriers. And so if you pull a fire card right here, you might be needing to bring back some joy, some love, a spark, some forgiveness. And funny, actually, I didn't notice that, but I said spark before. I said with the frustration, does it spark into something else? So that is really connected actually to that fire energy. And then the responsible cards. We're going to look at the heart protector meridian, which is where the responsible energy surrounds the heart and protects it from hurt. It filters and protects you from harm, and it opens your heart again when you feel safe. So I feel like this responsible card has come up because it's saying to you, on the heart protector, it's saying, hey, maybe your boundaries feel a little bit closed because you're worried about disappointing yourself if you don't get the numbers that you want. You're worried about the pain or the hurt of the potential of failure. And that sounded really harsh. The potential of just not getting what you wanted in your business, that you've put your love and that you've put your heart and your passion and your joy into. There can be the fear of disappointment. And so our heart can close up a little bit. And it does so by protecting us by saying, I don't really know how I did that. I'm just not going to take ownership of that, because if I take ownership and I go to do the thing and it doesn't work out the way I want, then I have even more reason to be upset with myself that it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Let's just shake that out. I'm going to clear that. I'm going to just tap some of that out. And let's shift into deep, beautiful power, clear, open heart protector energy that allows you to give and receive, and that actually lets you run towards the potential of failure, because you know what lives in that field of potential? All of your success as well. And remember, the frustration card actually talks so much about your internal resources. You are and you can be internally resourced, like completely internally resourced to handle, to navigate, to move through whatever challenges come up in your business. And so it doesn't even matter what the result is. Firstly, you get to know that you have the power to create incredible results in your business and to know your client creation and formula pathway, whichever flow we want to go with. And we get to balance both of that. I'm going to run towards this. And even if it doesn't work out the way I want, I trust it can. And if it doesn't, I can handle that. I'm going to work with that anyway. So here are some questions for you. What are you feeling like responsible for or over responsible for? So that can actually be, and we'll probably flow more into this in some future videos together, but when maybe you feel overly responsible for your client results, and because you don't have to feel overly responsible for them, there's a bit of an energetic disconnect there. And so there's this piece of not trusting yourself to call in the clients, in the numbers, or even the caliber of clients that you want to work with, because you're like, how will I do the things that I need to do for them if I'm holding too much for them? This is heart protector. It's like, where are you holding too much for other people as well? And you get to put that down. Know your job in your business and know what your client's job is as your client. And that flows into the next question. Where are you taking on responsibility that isn't yours to take? What are you not taking responsibility for? Your power in your business and in your ability to create clients whenever you want. And here's another beautiful one that you might hate me for, but I'm going to give it to you. What is outside the realm of your control? And how can you make peace with this? Outside the realm of your control is the timing of your client saying yes to you. So yes, I believe in quick miracles in business and life. Yes, I believe in being like, I'm ready to sign a client today, and a client lands in your inbox or flows in. I believe in quick miracles. And we cannot control the timing of someone else's yes. And you might do all these beautiful things and receive a new client, and then it turns out that the client is a no. You can't control that. But we can breathe it out. Do you like that deep exhale? Breathe it out, shake it out, and we can create the state of clearing that frustration. Stepping back into, what am I responsible for? My energy, my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings, my beliefs, my actions, right? Did I say actions twice? I don't know. And so that's what that card and these energies are asking you to do. Step back into knowing you are internally resourced. Step back into your flow. You get to clear this frustration from your body. You get to step into this beautiful, what am I responsible for? Showing up. I'm responsible for my role in my business and not to take on everything else for everyone else. I'm responsible for clearing and working with myself and my heart energy so I can be a really beautiful, I can really receive my clients without holding too much. And I can also receive without trying to protect myself from the potential of disappointment or frustration or whatever it is that you are resisting feeling. The more you try to resist feeling that, the more you're also going to resist feeling what is the opposite of that. The more you try to resist frustration, you're also resisting feeling what's on the back? Nothing, but the energy of calm or the energy of flow. You have to be willing to feel the uncomfortable emotions so that you can get through them and get through the other side, or get the emotions through you, to process through you. So I hope that has been helpful. And I want to leave you with one question. We're going to flow more into this, as I said, over the next few videos, but I want to leave you with this question. How is it not a fluke how you signed your last client? That I didn't word that very well, but basically, how is it not a fluke? How is you signing clients something that is extremely, completely, fully from your power, in your power, and from a very powerful place? How is it true that it is not a fluke when you sign your amazing clients into your beautiful business? I'm going to leave you with that. You can flow through the rest of these videos. And I also have some beautiful resources in the description under this video that can really support you within your belief work, your energy work, and then yes, into beautiful, aligned, imperfect, messy actions that are going to help you create those beautiful results that you want, or something even better.